Well, here's a Craigslist pickup I just got this morning. Didn't know what it was. There was kind of a poor picture of it on Craigslist, but the guy said it ran good a couple of years ago and it's just been sitting, which it looks like, plenty of dirt on it and stuff like that. I was thinking of maybe using the engine for my other errands and scrapping the rest of it, but it's another overhead valve engine, which is good in a way, but these won't fit on the old errands without some modifications that I really don't want to do. So I'm going to check this out and get it running anyway and see what's broken on it, whatever. It actually looks in pretty good shape. The only thing that I see right now is the pull start is broken, but it does have electric start. I'm not quite sure what this loose wire is. Probably some kind of kill switch. Maybe just a ground or something, who knows. Okay, I gotta check it out. Well, here's something good. The gas tank's empty. It's nice and dry. And it's nice and plastic, so it's not rusty. Let's see what the oil looks like. I just pulled it off the truck, so I might have sloshed around and not be an accurate read. That's not a good sign. The only thing kind of uncool is everything's wrapped up like a mummy. There's plastic covering everywhere. You can't even get to the carburetor at all. I guess that's good in the snow, but not too good right now. I think since it has no oil in it, I think I'm going to drain out whatever's left and put some oil in it. Can't tell if it turns over because there's no pull start. I'm just going to pop the pull start out, and it's riveted, so you got to take the whole housing off. What a pain in the ass. And the Hondas are screwed on there, so, and the Predator, so that you can take it off. Yeah, it needs a key too, but we can jump that. First look inside, it looks like the key has already been disabled just by unplugging that wire. And it looks like lots of spiders have been in here. But we gotta find a way to pop that bowl off. And we gotta get the housing off just to see if the engine turns. Well, I got the shrouding off. Some bad news. It seems like it's seized up. Unless there's some kind of break or something on it that I'm not aware of. Well, the bowl's surprisingly not bad. You can see the problem I'm having here. It's like if I take the float off, can you see it? Then maybe I can get around it, but shit, maybe not. So I had to remove this in order to get it off. It still seems like it's locked up. Well, I took the plug out and I put a couple of squirts of Marvel Mystery Oil in there, but I swear that didn't do the trick. Just pulling the plug out and we move. So I'm wondering if the plug is wrong, like it's too long and was hitting the piston. Although it does look like it ran in it. Because it's pretty burnt up, but it's kind of rusty too. The thing I really hate about this is that it's like half American, half metric, so you got tools like everywhere. And like on the shroud, they have like 3 or 4 different size heads on the bolts, which is a real PIA. You know, you got to keep changing wrenches, but oh well, we'll see what this is. We'll dig further. Okay, here we go. Let's see what comes out of this. Should be fun. Here we go. Water. So you get water up there in the cylinder. That's not going to be too good. Hydrolock. I mean, there's nothing in it. There's no friggin' oil. How can that be? How can that be? Okay. Another thought. My metric tools, my wrenches are all like they're a nice set, but my Americans I have all different brands, different years, etc. And it's crazy, but it's so much easier to find a wrench with the mixed up set than it is with ones that all look the same, because you just know them by looks. Okay. Okay, we got some oil in it, so it's nice and free now. Feels like it more than likely has compression, even though the plug's still out, of course. But I'm trying to get a spark now. Where am I? I think that's it. And I'm not getting anything. I put a rope around the starter and pulled it and still see nothing, but I could have an on-off switch, or that key might be screwed up or something, so we'll see what's going on. It started to rain, so I had to stop, but I got the pull start back together. I'm pulling it over and trying to get a spark now. Now, this is a weird wire. I thought it was maybe just a ground or something, but that, I'm thinking, might go to the coil. And it's pretty thick gauge. And the guy said that it ran when it was parked, but obviously it's been monkeyed with. We got this switch here. I tried it with disconnecting the wires and connecting them. That switch was kind of frozen, and I got a little lube in there to free it up. Doesn't mean it works. And then we still got the key over here that we're bypassing by unplugging it. I still have no spark. I know that plug, which is stuck right there, will indeed spark, so I might have to pull off the pull start again. Okay, we're going to check this switch and see if there's continuity by setting it in ohms. When these two leads touch, it reads 0, so that's what the switch should do when it's either on or off. I should at least see a difference. It's on. Okay, I'm holding the connection this time. Off, on, off. That means they're connected. On means they're disconnected. Alright, this time I took the bolts out of the handle so I can move it down. It gave me enough room to get the pull start shroud out, although it's still a bitch to get it around the carburetor, although I didn't have to take it apart this time, which is a good thing. Okay, nothing really too obvious about where this thing plugs in. It does look like it was a plug of some sort, so I'm going to take the gas tank off and so I can get a better look, see if it was connected to possibly that switch. I don't know. Okay, we're both looking at this for the first time together. Just pop the gas tank up. And you see that red wire is just the ground, so that's all that was. But we really don't get a look at the coil or where that wire might have been oriented. Okay, I looked up a manual and a parts manual, and I figured out that this is for an alternator for lighting, which is really weird because this doesn't have any lights on it. Maybe it did, I don't know. But anyway, I mean, it was going behind the flywheel, so I was thinking points on something this new? No way. And there didn't seem to be any kind of plug for the coil, so right now I'm thinking that coil's bad. Either that, I might take it off and clean it up. I know that usually never really makes a difference, but we're going to try it anyway. So I just pulled the ground wire off so that there's no way, no matter which way the switches are going, that it could be grounding out, and still no spark, so we'll take it off. Well, I decided to look at the drive area of the snowblower, and critters, what a mess. That thing is awful. Ugh. Kind of scared of this one. Let's get it in the light a little better. Well, I'm not quite sure if you can see that. The disc drive looks pretty worn out, but it'll work. Clean out all the mouse crap. Everything else looks intact. and not too bad. So I'm just gonna put the cover back on before all the oil leaks out of it. At this angle it seems to like want to come out of the filler tube. But it was kind of oily down here too, so I'm wondering if there's another problem. I'm starting to think that maybe there's a blown head gasket or something. Well, I hate to say we missed the money shot here. I guess I was just lazy and didn't get out the camera, but it is running. It did turn out to be, the coil had a very faint spark. It would work sometimes and then not others, so I got aftermarket coil for like 12 bucks. Of course it doesn't have, usually they have this side out printed on them. This one did not, so I had to flip it, and it finally worked when I flipped it. As you see, this one, can read that. It says this side out. And it's running actually pretty good, but there's a lot of water still in this thing. The oil in it is like milky, and all of a sudden it decided to spew like crazy. This spewy looking gray shit, and it got all over my tools, but I suppose better than all over the lawn. Well, maybe not. So I'm gonna have to run it for a while till it gets the water out, and I'll turn it back on. You can see it run. Oh, it's on off. Switch works. It up a little bit. So I think I've run it long enough to change the oil a second time. How dare this thing get 2 oil changes right away. There's just so much water, it seems like, in it. Not much in there this time. I think a lot of it blew out, but I guess now is the time to do it. The engine's still hot. There it goes. See, does that look like new oil to you? Pretty black. Ugh.